What to do if you have someone smoking in one of your non-smoking rental properties. All right, guys, let's first just talk about smoking as a general rule, okay? So I personally don't rent my properties out to people that smoke. The reason is the amount of damage that can be done is so atrocious, you won't believe it. As a matter of fact, most smokers are gonna say, I won't smoke inside, I'll smoke outside only. We don't allow smokers of any kind. Smokers are not a protected class, and we do not have to rent to people that smoke. So if you're a smoker, we don't rent to you, period. Vaping, smoking, doesn't matter. Don't do that. If you do that, we don't allow you in our units whatsoever. I can tell you I've had experience with this. I have had tenants in the past that I've allowed to smoke in the house. And one of them was there for quite a while. I want to say 8 years, give or take. And by the time we went in there, the walls were completely black from smoke. I mean, it was disgusting. It took us so many coats of paint and so many things. We had to rip out all of the carpets. We had to put in kills on all of the floor surfaces, and we still had problems with smoke smells. So then we had to bring in units that would actually try and clear the air out. It was a mess, and it took a lot. The only reason why I allowed that person to stay there is because they had been there so long. And so the idea was, well, how much more damage could they really do? Was that the right decision or not? I don't know. But the big thing up front I'm trying to do is say, no smoking of any kind in the unit, period. We just don't allow that, period. Go somewhere else. And some may argue with that and say, well, you know, smokers are good tenants. They stay a long time, whatever. Great, do it. I just don't like having those huge cleanup bills. And I don't like having people come in that don't smoke, that are like, oh, it smells like smoke, and I'm trying to spend money to clean that up. It's just easier not to, because the reality is smoking damages the property. Secondly, anybody who says they're going to smoke outside isn't. Maybe they will occasionally, but when it's really cold and they don't want to go outside or whatever the case is, they're not going to go outside. So even with best intentions, and I don't blame them, I wouldn't want to. So don't fall for that trap either. So the question then comes in like, so should I rent to smokers? No. What if I have been renting to smokers? Should I keep them in there is kind of the next question. And that is really a question of how long they've been there and how much longer they'll be there. You're going to ask yourself, what are market rents? So I kind of do a calculation and say, how much could I increase the rent if they were gone? But how much is it going to cost me to get the property rent ready so that I can bring somebody else in that's not a smoker? So if I find out, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have to replace all the carpets, and I'm gonna have to replace, repaint, and I'm gonna have to do all this stuff, and I'm like, hey, it's gonna cost me $15,000 to do that, and I'm gonna have to come up with that money now, then the question is, well, maybe I should put that off, but maybe I increase the rents to help offset that, because I am gonna have a pretty expensive bill to do that, which is why I don't rent to smokers. So if you've agreed to have a smoker in there and they're currently in there, what should you do? Well, you should plan on the cost of tearing out the carpet. You should plan on the cost of repainting. You should plan on the cost of getting an ozonator machine in there, those types of things. And that can add up fast. So just be realistic that those are things you're going to have to do. And you'll probably even have to paint the floor. Once you pull the carpets out, you'll probably have to put a kills down. And as far as painting, you're going to have to put a kills on the wall as well, and then do a primer, and then do a paint on top of that. So you're talking about multiple coats. It's not just, oh, we'll do a coat of paint and we're done. We're talking about multiple coats here, which is going to drive up the expense of that. So just realize those are costs that you're going to have to incur in most cases, okay? So don't rent to smokers is my advice. If you are renting to smokers, just look at how long have they been there? How long do you think that they'll be there? What's the cost of doing these things? Can I increase my rents? Is it worth it? Or do I just bite the bullet, get them out, get these things done, and then make sure I put somebody in that is not a smoker? So then the question is, well, what if I have a non-smoking unit and I have someone smoking? What happens at that point? Well, it depends on how your lease is set up. One of the things in our leases is it says there's no smoking on the premises anywhere, inside, outside, upside down. We don't care. There is no smoking. In a lot of our places, all of our neighbors have information or know us and know that we don't allow smokers. And so that makes it nice because if they see something, they'll let us know, which I can tell you, if you screen your tenants right in the beginning, you don't deal with these problems, okay? So if you're screening right in the beginning, you're not gonna deal with these problems. But if you have somebody in there that you find out is smoking, the first thing you're gonna have to do is talk to them and say, hey, it's come to our attention that you're smoking. This is a non-smoking unit. You told us that you were a non-smoker. What is going on? Why is smoking happening? And those types of things. Now, when you have that conversation, get ready for a story. Because typically what's going to happen is they're going to say, oh, well, it wasn't me, and it was this, and there was that, and blah, 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 and it's never going to happen. And I'm a social smoker. I don't smoke regularly, those types of things. And so I would either go and do an inspection on the property to see where the property is and what's happened, if there's a smell of smoke, or if there's a smell of perfume and those types of things. They're trying to cover it all up. If you smell those things, you know there's a problem. So then you've got to decide. You've got to go to them and say, hey, this is non-smoking unit. You can't smoke. If you smoke again, you're going to get fined. And that fine is going to help cover all of these costs. Or you guys need to move out. Which is probably the better thing, because I've never successfully had someone that said they were a non-smoker that accidentally smoked that then stops miraculously and never smokes again. So if you end up keeping them in there, you are going to be dealing with some smoking in the future. Now, you may have some trouble getting them evicted, depending upon where you live and what happens. And so I think the best thing to do is more of a friendly eviction of saying, guys, if this ever happens again, if I ever see it or any of the neighbors see it or anything happens, you guys are going to have to get out of here. So how is this not going to happen again? Why are you not going to smoke again? How do we know this is the case? Those types of things. So that's the conversation I'm going to have. I'm also going to weigh that against what I'm going to have to do to evict these people, and depending upon what state that I'm in and how long eviction time frame is. The other thing that's really important to note is how you're finding out that they are smoking, because you're going to need to document that. In some cases, you may have to take that to court when you go through an eviction process and show them that they're breaking the lease. Because one of the things you can run into is somebody that's paying their lease every single month, but is smoking on the premises, right? So if you want to go do that eviction, you're saying, hey, they're breaking the terms of the agreement, and the judge is going to say, okay, please give me some evidence and proof to show that. And you're going to have something, whether that's a witness, whether that's someone that saw it, whether that's a picture, whether that's the smell, somebody's gone in and done a test on it, something like that is going to be needed to say, hey, they're breaking the lease and this is why, so that you can successfully get those guys removed. So if I've got somebody in there that says they weren't a smoker and now is smoking, I'm going to do everything I can to get them out and get them out now, because the likelihood of them stopping is really, really low. So I'm going to incentivize them, help them, get them moved out, whatever the case is. If they've been allowing smokers and I'm going to change that, well, I've got to make a determination of a cost ratio of what it's going to cost versus getting somebody in, and make some decisions based upon that point. But all in all, you've got to realize that smoking does damage properties. It doesn't matter how often or how frequent or infrequent, it damages properties. That smoke goes somewhere and it causes a problem. So you've got to be prepared for that, which is why I recommend not renting to smokers. And if you find they're smoking, get them out as soon as possible.